Sorry, guys. Hi, Luna. I'd like to give you a good excuse, but mostly I was playing with the cat. I also got a little... I wasn't quite ready to start when I started because I was looking at... what is that called? PHP coding. Not PHP. I already did PHP stuff. CSS. Oh, trying to fix those kiosks again. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. What does he say? Green eyes and black hair. So I don't really have a lot of info about his skin, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to drop some colors first. I just realized my music's not playing. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Oh my god, what did I do? He also has a scythe. I just hit it. It's in the way. He doesn't have a whole lot of... Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of skin exposure because he's wearing... What is that noise? I went to go buy Wong a game today on Steam because it was on sale. It's usually a $15 game and it's on sale for $3.75. Apparently, I've already bought it for him. I was like, why can't I gift it to him? Oh, because I already did. I don't know what I did though, so... Yeah, I was like, oh no, what's not working? It was just funny. I thought it was funny anyways. Oh, so how is everyone today? It's suddenly really hot here and that is not helping things. A little bit of pain from doing all the Akibasilla stuff I did this weekend. I also ended up having to drive out to a library in Illinois after work. So that's... God damn it. Guys, you saw nothing. Actually, that doesn't matter. I've been working on those kiosks otherwise. Sleepy all day. I don't blame you. It's so warm. You just want to like... Ugh. When I got home, I just kind of like threw myself in the bed for a bit and cuddled with the cat. But I had too much to do for that. I need to take more breaks, but it's hard. It's so hard. I feel like I worked a lot today and yesterday for like, I know I moved around a lot yesterday, but I felt like I did today too. I'll have to check. God damn it. I'm so used to clicking on like something for an reference. I keep forgetting that in this case, this is I'm using a text reference, so I don't have a color reference to take it from. So that's why I keep making those like dumb mistakes. You know how it is. You know what it is? I don't actually know what he is, though. I called him an assassin because he had a scythe. This is supposed to be, I guess, a anti-hero. He's a god killer assassin type. Okay, I was right. I don't ever get the names of these characters, so I never know what to call them. I think he's just wearing a lot of black. Okay, so I do have a reference for that, but it's not. Okay, it's just... Okay, so that part... Lots of black. Is he really just gonna be all black? Oh my god. Some green, I guess. I'm gonna make him very black, but I'll add some green on it because that's the other thing. I guess I'll leave the gauntlets. I'd like those to be maybe not black. I have pretty much free control of this outfit, so that was pretty fun. He usually gives me a lot of specifics, but this time he was like, nah, I'm literally purposely giving you like freedoms. I was really proud of how the bottom of that shoe came out. I'm really bad with shoes. Drawing them, not wearing them. I can wear shoes just fine. My god, my hairbrush is going. I need to buy a new hairbrush. It's starting to like hurt my scalp. I was so sad. I like that hairbrush. But a bunch of like, what are they? Like the balls? Whatever, the top thingies fell off. But it's been, I've had that hairbrush for a long time. So I guess it's to be expected. Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to buy a new hairbrush. But yeah, so now I gotta have to. I can't not brush my hair. There's too much of it. he did mention like a bright green. So I think for the mask, oh my god, the mask I might go like a bright green. Maybe go a darker green. Oh, and then on the belts, I don't want to put too much bright green, and then like maybe go the darker green on the rest. Hema hema hema. I have so much hair. It doesn't necessarily tangle easy, but it tangles easy enough, I guess. Oh, actually his eye color might be. Let's, well, no, I kind of want to make it duller, so maybe more gray. I don't know. I feel like gauntlets shouldn't be bright. Ooh. I'll probably add some trim around the cloak and stuff too later. Like I said, I really was pretty much given free option on this, so okay, well, we'll start the scan. But I need to get this done. I just also have a bunch of other stuff I need to get done. Can somebody come and like be my assistant? I can't pay you. I can let you see stuff early. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I'll share my fries with you. Honestly, at this point, if I could have actually have hired somebody to do some help with all the stuff I've been doing, I would probably have them at least drawing the outsides, like the frames, cleaning up the frames, the boxes. Cause yeah, like I don't know if you guys know, if you hold shift in Photoshop, you can draw a straight line. That's the same with any paint program. So like that's a big one for me. I would love to have somebody just to clean up the frame outside, and then also scenery is the other thing. Clean up all the scenery. I hate scenery. I've gotten better at drawing it, but I still would rather not waste my time on it because I have to spend a lot more time on it because I'm not strong with it. You can't draw. Oh, actually, Luna, I did want to talk to you. It's not like right away, but are you comfortable with like eBay stuff, like listing stuff on eBay? Not actually, you know, I don't know. I was gonna say like not actually, what do you call it? Like, I don't know. It's simple. Just, you know, helping list things on. Yeah. So my my boss at the comic shop might need somebody to help start doing that, and it wouldn't be a lot of like hours, but it would be paid. And you know, I think that's a lot of that where you could pretty much do it from home. So it is a possible future, and I don't know. I thought of you because I was like, I know it's it's not a super hard job, but I know like with your conditions and stuff, it just would be like have the ability to do it, and it would be on your own schedule. But yeah, right now that's the biggest problem. We also need to at some point go through and actually try to get some kind of inventory system going at the comic shop, but I don't think that's gonna be anytime soon. We really just need is like if we ever have to pack up and move everything, that would be like the best time to do that. But yeah, so it's one of those. I know he was mentioning it, so I don't. If he is looking for somebody, I will make sure then I like forward the information. But yeah, and I mean, of course, I would think you would do a good job and not be somebody who's like, ooh. Yeah, some people just get scared by it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, like. Sometimes, well, ADHD is so weird too because it affects like everyone differently for sure, and it's really easy to catch in some people, but then in other people it's really hard. And because I know while I've never been diagnosed with anything but anxiety and depression, I know like I have a friend who you know, talks to me a lot, so therefore I come up in her therapy a lot just because you know, she can rant to me and stuff. Not anything bad, but her therapist has asked if I have it, and I'm like, you know what, I would not be totally surprised. I feel like a lot of our generation probably has it. Oh god, yeah, I think well, I know like it can be really hard to diagnose they just always assume like ADHD is just, oh, haha, you've got a lot of energy and that's it. But a lot of ADHD can also be like things like you just don't have focus, lack of motivation, you talk a lot. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a lot of energy and are bouncing off the wall. It just means that you in other ways just don't have that focus. Like, I know I can't sit still without doing something. I can't have, I like having sound on. Yep. But yeah, a lot of people don't really think about that. They just all assume is, oh, this kid is hyper, therefore they must have it. In my case, this is exactly why I always multitask. Also why I have trouble relaxing. Like, cause I can't turn that off. I just get bored when I'm like sitting there. Sometimes I'm making myself try to relax more, like when I'm trying to do like either just play a game or do a movie. An Animaniacs period, like an episode of the Animaniacs that does it, because I know Animaniacs is a lot of satire. Oh well, you know what, as long as they're treating it though, I mean it's one of those they probably should. I'm not totally surprised that to find out, Luna, that you have it, just because I always felt like you were like bored in a lot of situations, and not as in a bad way. Hi, Fire. No, just a TikTok. I allow some people to do links because I didn't want to deal with it, so I turned them on as one at a time. Here, give me 1 second to add your name to the you can share links thing if it's not already in there. Generally, if I know who you are, or at least I know, like even my regulars who I don't know in real life. Let's see, what is this? Nightbot, I think is the one that does that. Sorry, I have two bots monitoring for me. Okay, let's see. How do I shot web? Yeah, I think if I put you in my regulars, it should do it. Oh, you're already in there, I think. Yeah, so I think you're good. But yeah, I do that just because it's like easier. I'd rather just add people that I allow to, There we go. Cool. All right. So yeah, for the most part, yeah, you're in there, so you should be able to share links. You were already in there, so I didn't have to do anything. Yep, there you go. Woo, no banning. Yeah, I just was like, instead of having to sit there and go and like say no link, and like get rid of all the spam, I just don't even allow it unless I know the person. I do appreciate you asking though, because yeah, it can get really crazy with the spam bots and stuff. I feel like I've been leveling up on tech lately because stuff keeps breaking on, things get out of date. Well, my email is having an issue, fix that. I had to resync some stuff in Outlook. And then my website has had some plugins, so I've been killing those. And then even Akiba Soul has been having some problems. So while I'm not actually the one doing the outright troubleshooting on that one, I have been helping research and figure out ideas and also test, because we have Akiba Soul's SQL database and the tunnel that accesses it are pretty much available on multiple computers in this house, including mine. Because yeah, to be able to work from it, we have to be able to work from different computers if we have to do it at the same time or vice versa, blah, blah, blah. Although I mostly just need it for, what do you call it? What would that be called? Like, putting data and sorting it into the database correctly. But yeah, right now I am, so because I had to switch themes on those kiosks, I'm having like major headaches with the, it's very hard to find a theme that is, curtailed towards comics already. And so that's basically what I am using as the replacement for the one I was originally using. And it's not bad, it's just not good. It's very very simplistic for what you can do with it, and it's not easy to customize. I was trying to do what are they called, parent theme or child themes, and I did not get that to work right. I just kind of like made all of my assets go away, so like the code was working, but there was like nothing it could pull up. And then I'm a little out of practice on PHP, especially. CSS I use enough still that it's not a huge issue. But yeah, and then like, there's no actual way currently to get back to the homepage, which I think is dumb. There's an archive page, but I have no idea where it is. I've been mostly using CSS to kind of like break it because you obviously, if you guys aren't familiar with WordPress, it is a very useful system that basically creates a database for your website. You can apply it like that, and then you can use like themes and plugins that other people have made to do specific tasks. You can, some are paid, some are free, so there's that too. But yeah, for specifically for like comics, you obviously need some kind of like reader for it, but you also like webcomics. But you have to have one that can like navigate and break it into chapters, and there's a lot of stuff you need. And then of course certain comics are done one way or another. Because Zeus Kiosk started like 17 years ago, it was done in more of the traditional fashion where it's page by page. There are some that you can also host ones on there though that are like more like the webtoon fashion where they're just like one long going clip. For mine, Zeus Kiosk I feel like it's harder to read that way. I do archive it on webtoons as well, but the pages are like I would say like they're I wouldn't say they are. I update 2 at a time even there, so you get a little more breathe room with that, but it also makes it look a lot less awkward, or a lot more awkward. But yeah, the reason I do that though is because like unlike Tapas or another, which I just didn't like the community on Tapas. But yeah, unlike some of the other ones that were available, Webtoons has a much bigger community, and the biggest issue I was running into though is if you update like a page, like add more chapters or whatever, it doesn't give you a way to let your like your followers or even like ping it. So, oh hey, there's been a new update, but there's only so much you can do, unfortunately, with your own website for hosting until you get like super big. I'm very tempted to at some point see if I can just get like my own totally custom code written, but problem with that is then I have to deal with maintenance. And if they update WordPress again, that's what happened is my themes have not been updated in a while, and therefore when WordPress updated, they're not compatible with the current updates, which is sad because I really like those. But we can't win them all. So yeah, I'm just going back to stuff I used to do like in college all the time because yeah, that was part of my major, was learning how to do that stuff too. But yeah, it definitely has changed but not changed at the same time. Too bad coding is no longer as like what is that called? Secure of a career either, because everyone's being kicked out and AI and all that stuff. Yay. I do self-host. On Webtoons, no, but I mean, I literally, Zeus Kiosk has had its own website for like ever. In fact. And if I fixed everything, it should take you to the secured version too. So I got the security certificate back up. Oh God, no, I don't have a server in my house. Not that crazy. I mean, it doesn't need to be that big either. Despite the fact that, like, yeah, we have Akiba Soul and stuff here too. It's just, see, that's also, I think, part of what helps me at least, because Wong didn't know any of this stuff, and he's been kind of learning as he goes. He's actually really good with coding languages, though, so I'm not surprised. He's very smart. So we just have the SQL database on his computer and stuff, and ran from there, which I've had some practice with databases and queries and stuff like that. Was another part of my college stuff. So even though it's been a while, that for me wasn't too bad to just relearn. Right now he's learning Python, but he made a petting zoo and he didn't put a snake in. Why would you do Python and make a petting zoo without a snake? You know? Anyways, I keep telling him he needs to make the snake. But yeah, in both of our cases, we actually use different servers. different hosting. Sorry, we have different hosts because my host is still the one I was hosting with back in like college. Basically, at the time, they were one of the few ones that wasn't GoDaddy, and they also had like the another thing it was weird for a class we had to have something that supported PHP and then also supported SQL. So this one is the one I happened to get. Why am I being called? I'm sorry, boss. I can't pick up. My comic shop boss is calling me. I'm supposed to open tomorrow, so. I didn't do something wrong, did I? I always panic. Like, I know it's not the case, but after 8? Yeah, he knows I'm up. So, because it's such a it's laid back the way to say it. It's such a like really peaceful environment and stuff. Like we get along as like real people too. So sometimes he does just call to BS. Like the other day he had to call me to let me know the horror that his least favorite lady that tried to sell stuff from us has returned after a year of no contact, and we assumed she was gone forever. Because we buy comics and stuff too. He's also occasionally called me to give me like the punchline of a joke we had started and totally forgot or something. Mostly we just text each other stuff, but yeah. So if he calls it something that was probably too long, unless there's an issue with like, yeah, something sold or something and it didn't get marked up. I don't remember seeing any eBay codes on anything today though. Doesn't mean there weren't, but we've also had some really like weird things with some of the releases too. Because people randomly. Oh God, no, that was my old boss, so for sure. One of the things I hated about the print shop is, yeah, he just thought he could call me willy-nilly and have literally be like, can you do this? Can you remote it and do this? Which is why I'm always like, whenever he was like, I don't know if you can remote it, I'm like, dude, no, it's fine. Because if all I'm doing is like design and sorting pictures, I don't need to be there in person. Yeah, I did not, I do not miss that. I actually told him if he calls me and is on the phone for more than like 5 minutes, I started charging him minimum of an hour charge because he underpaid me anyways. So yeah, that's what I did. I'm so nice. But yeah, I'd put down an extra hour whenever he called me because he always was on the phone for at least 15 minutes. But yeah, I'm trying to get him out of the habit. Like, yes, if it's a serious thing and you need help or for whatever reason, that's fine. But part of the problem too is he couldn't wait for stuff, and he was like, well, they don't want to wait, like the clients. And I'm like, dude, who the hell needs photos of some event like done ASAP? And if they do, why aren't you doing them? Do you not know how to do it? But I have noticed that a lot of the older people that were in design and have, have taken up more like, what would you call it? Like managerial positions or like, that kind of thing where they're higher up now, seem to have kind of like not kept up with how design and stuff works. And they forgot some of the stuff they knew anyways, but they're not keeping up with tech. So it's hard for them to like catch up on stuff. And it's such a different field now too. Hi, Quotable. Because like even back in my day, we learned things about like, pre-press and like the actual like really old school equipment, but we never used it. It was just, oh, now you know how to use it. And so more so, I think we learned how it got converted in the future. Which, I mean, I'm glad I had that knowledge, though, because that's one of the reasons I can do all the formatting for my books. That's another thing. I wouldn't mind handing that off to somebody to format. Just any little thing I can get done. Ranafe is looking over the first chapter for me for text and stuff, though. I just feel like I'm taking forever, and I feel bad because it's a freaking Kickstarter, and I wanted to catch up with other stuff, but I can't while this is still sitting over my head. But yeah, this isn't something I can always easily pass off to someone else. Oh, let me see. He did text me. Oh, okay. It was about a customer we had. Yeah, okay, so we had this Let me give you the background. This actually makes more sense why he called me. It's nothing serious. It was just more like a. Have you ever done that where you're having a conversation and you forget something and then like you remember it like way later, and then you have to let the person know. I've done that at like 3 in the morning. It was so and so. Where was this word? But yeah, so basically, when I was sorting the subscribers comics today for tomorrow. Because DC's on Tuesdays, Marvel and Indie comes out on Wednesdays, so I sort them on Tuesday. And there was one name down in our book that was like, they wanted 3 copies of a book, and we're like, what the heck? Who is this guy? And like, of course, he's like panicking too because it's not in his records, and generally like he gives really good records of the customers and stuff. So it's like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, it turns out he figured out who that was, so that was why he called me. He's just like, okay, we're safe. And I think he said that he actually did not get all of those copies right now. So I'm like, okay. Well, tomorrow I will put them on the shelf, basically. Because, yeah, I get to open tomorrow, so I'll be there most of the day by myself, probably. So you guys should come visit if you're in the area. No, Wednesdays get pretty busy though, so because that's new release day. This is what they call a skip week though, which means generally, because yeah, if you think about it, it's that like extra week in the month. Even with like paychecks and stuff, I'm sure I would like to think you guys have dealt with this too, where like you basically get an extra paycheck for that period or whatever, just because of the way the oh shit, I should do that first. That is still green. Okay. But anyways, yeah, like DC, I think had 3 books period this week. That's all they had out. So it looked really dead empty today for that. But we had a bunch of people come in for other stuff too. And then I know we're putting up some of our cool new stuff in the newly arrived box for tomorrow too, because I cleared that out today. We got a lot of Spooderman, really early Spooderman. Not all cheap, for obvious reasons. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I really like that job, so. Hummer. Okay, that looks good, I think. So in the US, we celebrated Memorial Day kind of on Monday. I admit this year I did not really do anything, and I did not care. I was too tired and had too much to do. Basically though, it's supposed to be in memory of like fallen soldiers, right? All I did was yard work. Yeah, I literally spent like, hours packing 40 orders, and they were all like quarter scale bunny girls, so they were heavy. But with the post clothes and stuff, I had to pack them, so to get them out. Especially because I work. I would not have been able to get that done on Tuesday before work or even Monday. So I just got a head start. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I definitely feel it. But yeah, because I ran over to my parents' house just long enough to grab some food, and then also take a bag of clothing out of the basement that's still mine. So I wasn't there very long though. It was probably less than an hour. I just remember when I'm getting ready to leave, my dad was all like, what, don't you guys have the day off? Because he was also like, why didn't Wong come with? It's like, well, yes, technically, we are off from our other jobs, but Akiba's soul never takes a break. And also as an artist, I've got all this art I need to catch up on and stuff too, so. Trim the bushes and water. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, there's supposed to be like in the Midwest, so that, yes, firearm would also include you even though you're further away. It's like a flash drought or something. But yeah, basically we're supposed to have like several weeks with no rain, so I should probably actually go maybe water the catnip that lives on neglect. Maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, that's like a whole thing that's coming, so that's why we don't have rain. Rain. Yes, do it. So Twife always jokes that, like, you know, when somebody's buying something or doing something they shouldn't do, she's like, I'll get the hose. I kept telling her I'm gonna get a power washer hose to do it to her. What are you gonna power wash though? Because I know with power washing, there's obviously certain things you can power wash, but there's also things that you should avoid. My house. You're just gonna get your whole house. Oh, okay. That's fair. But if the pressure gets too low, is it considered power washing at that point, or is it just hosing it down, you know? Because I know, like, I know I have a friend who's power washed their deck, so I'd like to assume that means that's you know, possible. I don't know. I usually just watch people play the power wash simulator, so that's my knowledge of how to power wash. Obviously, it is not true, guys. That's not how you power wash. I'm sorry that video games do not reflect real life. Oh, nice. Well, I know with the car thing, that would never happen here. Wong has to hand wash the cars. I'm not complaining. Shar gets hand washed with it, so. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mute line. Sorry, guys. It looks like it would be a fun game. I haven't actually played it myself, but it does look fun. I've watched the chaotic. No, there's no ding, but sometimes they're screaming. I really wish there was like more crazy co-op games like that though. I love those kind of things. But yeah, I have a lot of friends who've played it, plus like some of the VTubers I follow and things like that. I also feel like part of the reason I'll pick that game to like watch over other ones too, I don't really think there's a lot you can spoil in that one. As somebody who's like, I know I have to avoid some of R2D streams because we're playing some of the same games, so I don't want to spoil myself. So I just go on and say, Senta. I feel like I should know this. I really do. Why am I blinking? Wig? Style of the wig. Sword and wig. I don't know. The times I've played Don't Starve, I don't... Oh my god, that guy! That's why. He just has glasses. Yeah, okay, cool. I know who he is now. I forgot his name, so that's fair. Every time I play Don't Starve, though, I feel like we do really good for a bit, and then like suddenly it just becomes chaos, and like there's like 2 or 3 people who know exactly what they're doing and are trying to stay together, and they just kind of leave everyone else on their own. Well, yes, I figure he's... Yeah, no, I know this is going to be one of those... I know how this series mostly works, so... I also know it's already finished, so that's actually a nice one to have an anime off of a manga that's finished. Always trying to feed people. Are you always just trying to feed people? That's good though. Yeah, I know the last time we played, especially at the beginning, because nobody was like gathering like food, because I played with like some of Wong and his friends. I just was like, fine, I'm just gonna pick every single flower that exists. And then I was feeding people like birdseed and flower petals because that's all I had. But everyone was like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, well, here's this. And then I also made crowns for people. But we also played, I'm trying to think, was that one of the times we played with the HoloLive character models? So they all have like different things. Yeah, because usually when I'm playing the normal game with like the normal ones, I play, what's her name, Abigail? Or is that her sister's name? Well, the anime is only supposed to be 13 episodes, though. So I'm like, they're gonna have to, like... I mean, I get why they don't want to just, like, you know, do it too fast and then suddenly, like, haha, everyone's dead. Like, don't worry about it, because clearly I'm not trained with a katana. We kind of saw... See, we did actually at one point see him take out the katana, though. So even though he didn't use it, I was aware that he held it kind of strange. I just assumed it was his skill set. It's not like anybody else in this series does anything normal. Yuzuriha freaking covered herself in like soap suds, slime, whatever. Looked lewd. Wong was very excited about that. Wong, Firearm is gonna cosplay Sento. Senta. What? No, Senta is the handler for Yuzuriha. I knew that some of the characters... he's totally not here. What are you talking about? You see the sign. Actually, I guess. Lies. Yeah, he just walked in the room when I was saying that, so... Hi, Arata. He moved to a less heated bed, I see. Arata was unsure where he wanted to go because Daddy was downstairs and Mommy was up here, but now he's up here with both of us. He was in the shower. Do you want me to send you pictures of his feet? The noise Wong just made. I'm assuming that's no thank you? I'm not good with acronyms for... I can't keep up with your guys' hip lingo, you youngins. I didn't even realize it was Senta, to be fair, even though I had seen the series. Dude, sometimes I make up acronyms that make no sense, so I can't say anything. Yeah, I want to cosplay Yuzuriha, though. She's fun. I mean, I know, like, I kind of figured, like, some of the characters that I do like are not going to survive because of the type of series it is, but I was still sad to see one of them go. I never saw Sagiri, though. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I was using... I still kind of use... What is it? Let's see. I like that one. Yes, vague spoilers that tell you absolutely nothing, Twaifu. I can tell you that I like almost every character in the cast. Yeah, so that one I use, EMGSW, is oh my god, Shark Week. Yeah, that is not one that's normal people. That was one I've been using that after Shark Week really got memed, I started using it. Oh my god, earlier today, Eraz shared just some frames from, what is that, Chainsaw Man? And they're talking about how pizza would be gone, and the one character's like, no, not pizza! And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Twaifu! What are you doing in this manga? At least I think it was Chainsaw Man, I'm not 100% sure. It just looked like, the one character looked like Makima, so... Okay, I was gonna say it. They're trying to get me to watch it. Get you to watch what? Right now, I'm just very mad at pretty much a lot of the cast in Witch of Mercury Gundam. So I miss Bob. Chainsaw Man's not bad. I mean, it's one of those, because you know it's gonna be a darker story. Like, I guess personally, even before I knew the stuff I know, I kind of did not go in expecting everyone to like be happy and have everything turn out okay. There are a lot of aspects of it that make me cringe. Like, I really do not like the way a lot of the characters treat, especially Denji. And I still don't like the one quiet, whiny girl. Because everyone's like, what are you talking about? She was so cool. I'm like, no, she wasn't. She's still a horrible character, in my opinion. Sorry, guys. I don't like characters who hate for no reason. For lame reasons. Yeah, the manga... See, I'm watching the anime, but I do know bits and pieces of what happened in the manga, so that's kind of like where my knowledge base comes from. I mean, I personally like Power. She is dumb and she needs to be smacked sometimes, but come on, man. She has a cat. No, I feel like part of the whole thing here is that you're really seeing just how out of the realm like Denji and Power are, because they're both basically like children. Genji because he's never had the proper you know, environment to grow up in, and Power because yeah, she's not, you know, human, and as far as she's concerned, her actual lifespan right now is only a couple of years. Himeno really she really grew on me. I liked how strong she was as a character. At first I was just kind of okay on her, but yeah, I liked her, especially with the whole way she handled Denji and stuff too. And then let me see. I don't like Makima. I'm sorry, guys. I never liked her because she was manipulative, and the more I figured out about her, I was like, yeah, no, that just, you know, solidifies my. And then yeah, I don't know her real name. I always call her Konbini-chan, like convenience store, but I can't. It's something similar. Kobeni, is that it? Okay, that's what Long said. I don't like her at all. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that there's not a whole lot. Konbini. I don't think it's actually Konbini. That's what I call her, though. But thank you for confirming that she's a convenience store. Yeah, I don't like her. And that's why when everyone was like, oh, it's because you haven't seen the stuff, like, where she does cool stuff. And then after we got done with that arc that finished off the anime, the first season, they're like, isn't she cool now? And I was like, no, she's not. She didn't do anything. Maybe she did a little, but, like, as far as personality goes, I'm sorry, but I don't care how... my issue with characters has nothing to do with how physically strong they are. It's how they emotionally are. Yeah, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from in there. I think also part of it is I like to, like, kind of do my own I add on and exaggerate development sometimes in series like that when they're fun. But there is a lot, I think, that gets kind of missed. And also, there's also probably something that's being lost in translation that you can't translate super well from Japanese to English with the way that the characters act and talk. So that to me that was one of the things that really drew me to Power, is the way she talks in Japanese. Yeah, Himeno, like I said, she would probably be, if I were to pick the most normal yet actually good character, it would be Himeno for females. I like Pochita. You're like, I liked when she started stabbing people. Beautiful. Well, I feel like the big difference between Makima and Yuzuriha is In Makima's case, especially the way she's with Denji, like she knows he doesn't understand and is very gullible, and she just takes advantage of it. And so a lot of like there are those people who are aware of how she is, but most of the people she's dealing with do not. They think she's just a kind and kind of fierce, you know, a commanding woman, but that's not what she is. She is literally a manipulative bitch. Whereas Yuzuriha, I mean, especially because of the fact that we already knew she was a criminal at the beginning. I mean, you literally have Gabimaru pointing it all out too. It's just like, yeah, she's never like, it's all, what do you call it? Like flare? Smoke and mirrors kind of thing. Like, you're not supposed to ever think she's kind and none of the characters really particularly think she's like, they might think she's pretty and that she's, you know, they might be infatuated with her, but they're not like, ooh, she's the nicest girl in the whole world. Yeah. But yeah, the thing is, I don't like really weak-willed characters or weak-minded. Yeah, unless they get a lot of development, which a lot of the characters do nowadays. Because there's been plenty of characters that I was like, oh, I hate this character, and then like stuff happens, and I'm like, never mind. And conversely, there's also been some when I was a kid, I hated a character because I didn't understand some of the development they went through. But as I started like going you know, as an adult, when some of these series I've rewatched or, you know, gotten back into, because I really don't like reboots, by the way, guys. Just leave the old series alone. They may not have been perfect, but a lot of them were decent, and I'd rather have new content. I can see like how Hunter x Hunter did initially, not with the new reboot. I hate the new reboot of Hunter x Hunter. Only thing I give it is props for is that it actually continued the story. I was like, I would have rather just do like the whole OVA thing like they had been. Just add to it. They could have just done a straight up done a new series starting at the NGL arc. And they should stop changing characters' genders. But yeah, there's a lot that as a kid and stuff, or when you're watching a series for the first time, or even a movie or something, you don't always catch some of this stuff, especially when you're younger. But when you go back into it later, you actually, there's more to it than you notice, and like some of it is very subtle, but sometimes that's a big thing. Also, obviously, I'm just like with Chainsaw Man, there's a whole lot that is missing when it gets translated from Japanese to English, so you're missing a whole level there that you don't even know. So like, I know one of my all-time favorite scenes in Cardcaptor Sakura, I don't think that series can be considered a spoiler at this point, and it's not really spoiler anyways, it's just a relationship building. So if you guys aren't aware, in Japan, you do not call people by their first name, you call them by their last name. Oftentimes you're assigned a honorific with it, depending on your age and something, and how your relationship is. Well, so in Cardcaptor Sakura, it's Ri Shaoran and it's Kinomoto Sakura. So they call each other by their last names the whole time. She does call him Lee-kun, so she's a little nicer, but he's just like, you know, Kinomoto. I don't care. I'm not gonna be nice to you. Because I mean, obviously, early on in the series, that's the whole thing. Is he's like, oh, you're taking the spot I was that I was promised. Get out of here. Go on, get. What he says, just like that. No. But anyways, there's a scene involving an elevator shaft. And I still, in great detail, remember that because as Sakura is like falling down it, it's the first time Shaoran screams. He's like, Hinomoto, Sakura! So at the end of the episode, when they're talking again, she's very happy. And he's like, what? She's like, you called me by my name. We're friends now. And he's like, no. And then she's like, I'm going to call you Shaoran from now on. So, especially too, because in that series, Mei Lin is Lee Mei Lin, so she's also surname Lee. But yeah, anyways, I like moments like that. So yeah, the whole thing with the name gets overlooked a lot. Also, even the type of talk they're using. Like I know the amount of times I've been reading something, And there's absolutely no difference in the way they're talking in the English, but like they'll literally be like, why are you being so formal with me? I'm like, they're probably speaking like Keigo, but I can't tell. I don't know if there's an easy way to translate Keigo in English. I know one time they used to go like borderline old English on it. It was weird. But yeah, Keigo is a very, very fancy Japanese that you speak to. Like if you go... High quotable. I see I've been hydrated. But like, yeah, if you go to like department stores, the people on the elevator will speak Keigo to you. And then of course business settings you're supposed to, but a lot of times they don't expect Americans to know it. I actually ran into the issue when I was in Japan back in college. When we had the stuff on Keigo, I couldn't practice with a lot of the other students because even the Japanese students didn't know it. It wasn't super commonly used and they weren't 100% familiar with it or comfortable with it. So yeah, I ended up practicing Keigo with the elevator operator at the nearby store. I rode the elevator a couple times with her, like, you know, just up and down. I'm like, I'm sorry, can I please? I need help with Keigo. And then of course I haven't used it since, so like now my Keigo is gone again. I'm sorry guys. At least I know polite form. When I first started speaking, I mostly did slang. I learned how to speak from manga and anime. Mostly male characters. But yeah, there's a lot of little subtle things like that that get lost and can totally change character. This is why, if you guys hadn't noticed already, whenever I'm playing Japanese games, there's a lot of, no, that's not what he said. Which reminds me, next time I have time to play Zelda. I'm not streaming Zelda, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just playing it as will. At will. Because I don't have enough time to, like... I still haven't finished Star Ocean yet, man. Or Tales of Arise. I really I'm not going to go back to Tales of Arise until I beat Star Ocean, guys, so... Once I get more caught up on stuff, I can maybe play game again. Yeah, game. Oh my god, I am a huge fan of those, yeah, of like, what are they, like, translation notes? Yeah. Because I know actually, even for when I was helping out with when I was doing the scanlation stuff and helping out with, I was a translator, that was always my thing, is I would always give like the editor like literally a little booklet of translation notes. Seiyuki was always the worst because there is a lot of stuff in there that, like, I feel like not even Japanese people on average would know it. They did a lot of stuff about Buddhism and philosophers, especially going into Chinese philosophers because of the story. Yeah, so I was always a fan of that. Well, and there are ways you can at least translate, even if it... So the whole thing, when you're seeing a lot of translations, you're actually, what you're seeing is it's translated and then it's transliterated to be localized. So there's stuff already lost from there. But yeah, the ones that leave it more correct, I like better. And of course, at this point, I feel like most of the people who watch, you know, who are into anime, to watch or read manga, you know, it's like the amount of them who probably know what a lot of these honorifics mean or things like that is so high. Weird noises. Okay. What's up? Oh, perfect timing. Okay, cool. All right, I've been informed. My dinner's done. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, so I'm making progress. I probably could finish it tonight if I didn't want to do more of those kiosks, so we'll see. I'll probably play it by ear. All right, all right. I'm gonna go find somebody to raid now. And also, I might be streaming tomorrow night since GBO is officially dropping again for PC, but this time for good. Let's see who's on. Other than that, I don't have any major plans. So I will do, you know, as we go. Let's see who is on streaming. Oh, it's Tales of Tuesday. All right, we'll go get Hirosaki. I try not to always raid the same people, but at the same time, sometimes I look at how many people each of my friends has on right now, so that's also where I determine it. All right, let's go. Let's go watch some more Tales. Although I'm just gonna lurk and go eat. I'm sorry. Sumimasen deshita. All right, thank you guys. Have a good night. Iku wa yo.